Alright guys, so in this video, I want to talk to you about what I feel is one of the best self workers of all time, which is the lazy man's card trick. At least it's one of my favorites. If you've never seen this trick before and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will leave a full performance down in the first pinned comment of Michael Lamar doing this in those old L&L videos. So this routine was made popular by Harry Lorraine, which comes out of his book Close-Up Card Magic, written in 1962. Now, Harry states that it was Al Coran who taught him this routine. So I don't believe that it was Al Coran who invented this concept. I could be wrong, but I feel like he got this idea from a man named Joseph Ovet out of his book called Fast Ones. There's a routine in that book called A Simple Location, which is essentially the same exact trick. In fact, it's the same exact handling, word for word. The only thing that's different is the presentation in this trick. In fact, there's no presentation in that trick, it's just the effect description. But I do believe that it was Al Coran who put the presentation on this trick, the Lazy Magician concept, which is under the title, The Lazy Magician Does a Card Trick from the Magic magazine Abracadabra, which was published in 1954. Now, having said all of this, I don't really like the handling that's taught in most of these presentations, because to me, there's no reason to have the person turn the deck face up and keep cutting other than them having to for the method. To me, it telegraphs the method because not only do they see the face up card indicator, but you do as well, and as soon as you see that, okay, turn the deck face down, and sometimes they remember that card. But sometimes they don't, and sometimes with strong misdirection and audience management, they will never remember that specific number on the bottom of the deck. But that's just my opinion. So what I wanted to do to this trick is come up with a way that they don't have to turn the deck face up, and I wanted to minimize the cutting as much as possible because sometimes I found in this trick doing this for people that they would have to cut the deck a lot of times before I would hit a spade card. So I turned to the man who has a solution for everything, and his name is Ed Marlowe. And his solution for keeping the deck face down is, of course, a marked deck, and it's a brilliant idea. Also, I'm not really a fan of the I'm too lazy for this trick, you do everything. I'm not really a fan of that presentation either, so I adopted a different presentation which takes inspiration from a different trick altogether, which is called X-Ray by Ben Harris. So now that you know some history and some credits and some inspiration, let's take a look at how I like to perform this, and after I do that, I'll teach you exactly what I'm doing here. Let's get into it. So I would go to somebody and I would say, here in a moment, you're going to just pick one of these cards, but just so I could have no idea about what it is, why don't you just take a small group of cards from the middle of the deck? And they do that. They take maybe this many cards here, and I would tell them, just so nobody could know for sure about where any cards are, get those little mix so that not even you knows the order of those cards. Now, when they're done, they take a secret peek at their top card here after they're done shuffling, and they do that, and they take a peek at their card. Now, what they do is they bury this packet of cards in the middle of the deck. So cut about half to here. They do that. They put these on top and they complete the cut. Now, let's try it this. All I know about your card is that it's somewhere in the middle of the deck. So kind of about less than half the deck over to here. They do that. About half of these to here. They do that. And the rest here. Now, the reason why you did that is because maybe, I know me. Maybe I could know something about the top and the bottom parts of the deck, but in the middle, I have no idea what's going on. You'd have to agree, especially since you shuffled and cut like 4 times. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is get inside your mind here. All I know about this middle packet is that your card is probably somewhere in here. Okay, so focus on your card. I'm going to try to get an impression of what. I'm feeling red. Is your card a red card? They say yes. I feel like it's a higher value. Focus on the value. Ooh, I'm getting a 10. Is your card the 10 of diamonds? They freak out. They say yes. But you could anywhere. But there's no way I could know, especially since you shuffled, that I could know where it is. All I know is that it's somewhere in here. I think right away, for some reason, I'm getting the image of a 4. Try to count down 4 cards here and see what we get. They do that. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. They turn the card up, and it's their card, the 10 of diamonds, every single time. So, like I said, what I like about this version here, what I'm doing here, like I said, I wanted to add a layer of, like, you know, divination, and like I know things that I couldn't know beyond human nature, right? And that's what I like about the X-ray trick. And what I like about this is they don't have to sit there and cut the deck multiple times. They don't have to turn the deck face up, all right? All they do is cut the deck 3 times, look at the cards, and you're done, all right? So what's happening here? So you want to remove from the deck all of the spade cards sans the ace, okay? So all the spade cards besides the ace, in order from the 2 on the face, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, and these go on the bottom of the deck, and that's your setup. You're good to go with that. Now, I like to have a red cover card. I don't know why red. It's just I'm a guilty magician, and I like to keep cover those black cards, which is with as much camouflage as possible with a red card, okay? So now what I do with this cover card, I say, here in a moment, you're going to pick one of these cards. And here I'm just doing it like a block pushover, so they can't see the run of spades. So the whole deck looks shuffled, right? Even though we have this set up on the bottom. And I'm not saying, look, there's no order to these cards. All the cards are different. I'm simply saying here in a moment, you're going to pick one of these. And that's way more subtle, and it doesn't seem suspicious about you pointing out anything about the deck. You're just saying here in a moment you're going to pick one of these. And that's all you're saying. And they will see, and they will notice and feel that the deck is shuffled and there's nothing weird about the deck, okay? So that's that. Now you want to get rid of this bottom card, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. I did a slip shuffle like this. I just kept my fingers on that 5 as I started to shuffle like this, and just shuffled off about half and just threw it back on the bottom, maintaining my setup now on the bottom. But also what you can do here is do like a spread, and like scoop them up like this. Oh, I forgot what a card, sorry about that. And just do that, right? Anything that you want to do to displace that bottom card after that display is fine. But all of that's totally unnecessary. I am just a guilty magician, and I just like to do things like that just for me, okay? So now what you do is you spread the deck like this, and I like to do it this way. I think it just seems more fair and natural and more impossible this way, because they're going to remember shuffling the cards even though it wasn't the whole deck. So I spread the deck and have them just take, I say, just take a little cluster of cards from the middle, and I don't want them to take the 11 card, or I'm sorry, the 12 cards on the bottom. So I spread, you know, 2/3 of the deck, and I just keep my thumb pressed down hard on the bottom quarter of the deck so they can't even take physically any of these cards. So I'm like this. Just take a little cluster of cards, and I'm pushing down hard on the lower quarter of the deck just so they can take some cards from the middle. All right, so they take maybe this. It doesn't matter how many they take, okay? So they take this many here, and I ask them to shuffle those up. Now what's going to happen is if you want to divine the card itself, you can, since the cards are marked, okay? So they shuffle these up, and you ask them to take a peek at the top card after they're done. In this case, it's going to be the 6 of clubs, okay? So you turn away as I do that. They just take a peek like this. Take a peek, you know, World Poker Tour style like this, so nobody can see but you, all right? Make a big deal out of that so nobody can see but them, like this thing here, okay? So they take a peek. Their card's the 6 of clubs. Now you say, we're going to bury your card somewhere in the middle of the deck so not even you could know where it is. So now you ask them to cut about half of these over to here, like this, and have them put these on top of their cut pile like this, and then complete the cut. What this is going to do is, of course, place your setup on top of their card, right? And this is about 1/3 of the deck, so you're already halfway there, right? So they do that. Now, you sort of dribble like this, or you can spread them just to reinforce the idea that you're not doing anything secretive about the deck and everything is fair and above board. You can spread them and say, this is a nice touch by Giobbe. Is all I know about your cards is somewhere in the middle of the deck here. And doing this almost feels like a little bit of a mix, right? It's somewhere in the middle of the deck. I don't really know where it is. And like you don't care about the deck. It's sloppy and it's great. And you're like, there's no secret, you know, location is being held at this point. Clearly with this display. Excuse me there. Now you just scoop them up and you have them now. So we're going to try something here. Why don't you cut like less than half of the cards here, about a third of the deck. They do that. Now they're going to cut into the spades. If you direct them properly through these instructions, they will. They'll cut directly into the spade cards, okay? So about a third of the deck down, you'll get it every time. They cut about half of these to there, and they put the rest here. Now here, I can see that it's a spade because of the marking. In this case, it's the 8 of spades. So I know that their card is going to be 8 down in the deck. However, if for some reason that you don't see a spade here, then have them pick these up and give the cards in their hand, cut in their hands like this, and maybe cut a couple times, and you will get a spade, at least on the second or third try, okay? So there's a lot more probability than the whole deck, okay? So just if that happens, but I mean, it's a 95% chance you will get a spade on this middle pack here. Anyway, so you say this. Now, I know me. The reason why I had you cut the deck in 3 piles is because I could know something about the top or the bottom cards here, the top and bottom parts of the deck, but the middle, I have no idea what's going on here. All right, so all that I could know was that your card is probably in this middle pile here. So you say, look, focus on your card, and here's where you just divine their card if you want to have that option, but I like it. It goes with the X-ray theme, right? So focus on your card. Ooh, I'm getting a black card. Ooh, focus on the suit. Ooh, spade and club. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I think it's a club, right? Yeah, it's a club. Clubs are always harder than spades. It's a medium valued card. I'm gonna go with the 5. No, wait. I'm gonna go with the 6 of clubs. Is that your card? They freak out. They say yes, but you have no idea where your card is because you shuffled them, and you remind them about that. But they shuffled before anything important happened, but they'll remember shuffling. So there's no way I could know, or anybody could know where your card is because you shuffled them. But I'm getting a feeling about where it is right now. In fact, my gut tells me, for some reason, I'm just gonna go with my first gut instinct here. I'm getting the image of 8. I think your card is gonna be 8 cards down. Count 8 cards and we'll check. If they do that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, and there it is.